Thank you. Okay, the first person, right? Your name starts with M and your last name starts with F and your telephone number ends with 942. Your telephone number ends with 942. And what else? Yeah, your postcode ends with 0UD, 0UD. Okay. And telephone number ending with 942. First thing is the type of the file that you sent, right? So yeah, ODT, right? So ODT, I would say when you are uploading, okay, guys, another thing I want to say, sometimes when I mention some of the issues on the CV, also please look into that. Even though it's not your CV, yeah, ensure that you don't do the same mistakes as well. Or when I say this is good, then you know that okay, yeah, you should also do the same thing on your CV. So that's one thing that you need to take note of. Okay. All right. So the first thing I said is the file type, right? You send an ODT file. So I would say what Microsoft Word is the best one that you can send, to be honest, because yeah, for some people they might not have the software to open the ODT or not. So, but you can't get it wrong with Microsoft Word. So, if you got what I mean, so which is the uh, extension, yeah. Anyway, so I would advise that you do that thing. Yeah. So, what document will have docs docs. Okay. So that's what I would prefer. So one thing, yes. Now coming back to you now, yeah. This particular person, right? So I think the name is okay, right? So the address is fine, telephone number is okay, and the email address is also fine. Anyways, to be honest, it's basically your first name and your last name all together. That's fine. So, and LinkedIn is also good. But one thing that I can advise you to do also in terms of LinkedIn right now, you can go and change your LinkedIn, right? Because so that you can remove the numbers at the end, 371, blah, blah, at the end. So I think LinkedIn allow you to do that anyway. So what you are using is the standard one that they gave to you, but you can go back to LinkedIn and change it anyway. So in terms of the profile summary, right? So it looks good, but if you can put double of that in there, that would be good, right? So I would say you've already added one paragraph, try to add one more paragraph. Yeah. So that would really be good anyway. But having said that, there are a lot of terminologies for yeah, because yeah, of course, you're a cybersecurity person. There, yeah. So there are a lot of terminologies in there which I think I like that you added, which is good anyway. So well done on that. So technical skills, I think that is fine. So the tools is fine. Then when it comes back to your experience, right? So the template got shifted, right? So you need to fix that. So the experience has to align with your technical skills, tools, right? You need to start from the very beginning. It shifted to the right. So you need to fix that anyway. So yeah, I think yeah, if you work in on that particular part anyway, that would be good. So okay. All right. So, okay. All right. So this now, you need a little work on this. And I know that, okay, you already know what to do because, for instance, in the, okay, let me first address something, right? You have two rows that are overlapping, right? You need to use one, right, and leave the rest. If the second one that you put in there, which is you already put the everything, yeah, so it's what you want, then you can use that. But the only thing is like that is not cybersecurity related anyway. So, but of course, it's kind of security related as well. So you can look into what, yeah, if any cyber issues or whatever you. For instance, now surveillance camera also could be related to cybersecurity. And yeah, how it depends on how you do your stuff anyway. So okay, and because this is basically access, yeah, giving the right access to property, yeah, based on who should have access, who should not have access anyway. But I like the other one, which is the network engineer related to what you're doing. So, but you have got you need to work on the time, on the date rather, right? Okay, because it seems to be some hole like you need to plug in because you have 2015 and then you move to 2022. What's happening before then, right? So that's another thing that you need to look into anyway. So, and also even talking about the responsibilities that you've added as well, it's kind of shifted to the right as well. So you need to move it back to the left as well. So that they align together. But yeah, it's a good start, but yeah, it still need some work to be honest. So for this to be okay. So yeah. So another thing that I can ask you to do, but it's not that it's bad anyway. Maybe bring your education and certificate to the top after the tools anyway, then your experience following up. But if this format also is fine anyway. So if you don't want to bring the experience to the top after the tools, then you can leave it like that. But make sure that you make those changes that I proposed anyway. Okay, all right, cool. So, and that's that. Next person, your name starts with W and your last name starts with O. So, and your telephone number ends with 075 and your email ends with y@gmail.com. Your email ends with y@gmail.com. So your name starts with W. Okay. All right. So this looks like a good format anyway of in terms of templates, right? So okay. All right. First, professional summary. And I want to say as well for everyone that's doing their professional summary, at least have, let's say, at least 8 lines or 2 paragraphs within your professional summaries. That's what I can say you've done very well on that. At least, let's say, 2 paragraphs. Okay. Yeah. So if that's okay, then okay, you put education. So on the professional certificate, Christ Redeemer College, you don't need to put Blue Sky anyway. So is from Christ Redeemer's College. So what you need to now do is you actually got the spelling of Christ wrong, right? So you omitted R in there. So you need to yeah, you need to fix that. So mm. So yeah, this thing needs a little work as well. So, but to be honest, it's a good start, right? what I can ask you to do, right? Please do watch the video I did on how you can get your key responsibility, because yeah, I also said that don't just copy and paste from ChatGPT, right? Because yeah, it's easy to know, right? One of them is ChatGPT would put subtitle, right, in your CV. So it's easy for them to kind of clarify that. So, and I will ask you to kind of read that anyway. So, but also look at the layout of the rows that you added in there. Sometimes I get actually lost to say which, for instance, let's say the first row that you put the ski, food safety, blah blah blah. Okay, all right. Okay, I think I'm kind of getting it. It seems that that is just for education, right? So you need to look at the layout, because that seems to be an education. But and to be honest, if it's an education, for a cybersecurity person, you don't really need that anyway. Yeah, the one that start with essential, EF, ST 2022. So I think you can remove it completely. So then you have these keys, right? So and then the tools that you use, then the roles. I think you still need a bit of work in the key responsibility. Is too basic and small anyway. So yeah, I think yeah. So if you can work on that anyway, so the next time we do the review, we'll look at it again if that's fine. Okay. All right, cool. Thank you. So the next person, this person has got two CVs. I don't even know which one to review. So quickly, let me see the one that came last. Okay. All right. Okay. Another good thing that I want to say also for everybody, right? For me, this is my opinion, right? This is my opinion, right? So when you do send your CV, send it in Word document, right? For me, I believe that you cannot get you wrong with Microsoft Word. I know some of you sent PDF. I've said this to someone before, and the person's argument was, yeah, with PDF, you get the format right, it's not the change, which is fine, right? But most of the CV I get reviewed at work, right, are in Word document. And to be honest, no one will penalize you because you send a Word document anyway. So you just want to ensure that you are safe, yeah. So if that's fine, yeah. Okay. All right. So the next person I'm reviewing the CV, right? Yeah. Yeah, you also sent it in PDF anyway. So the next is, your name starts with T and your surname starts with W, right? Your telephone number ends with 456. Wow, that's good. 456, that's on your telephone number, the ending of your telephone number. And your postcode ends with OJY. Okay. So one, okay, like I said, you send it on PDF. I think it would be good if you send it on Word anyway, so you can't get it wrong with Word. I would you need to look into the header where your name, is okay, and yeah, the fourth line where the telephone number is. I think the gap between the third and the fourth is too much anyway. So if it's fine. But sometimes maybe also if you can put it as center, the other, just make sure they're center. Sometimes it comes nicer. But yeah. So the professional summary is good anyway. So I can see you put some terminologies there, buzzword, and also you put some tools as well that are useful, which I think is good. Well done on that. And also in the skills as well, you put some of the skills, which I think is good. Well done. And that is good in education. Yeah. To be honest, I think the front page is good, except from the header. Just make sure yeah, work on the header, which is good anyway. So, and then coming to professional experience, yeah. Okay. All right. This is good anyway. So it's a good, very, very good start. Okay. So what I'm going to ask you, you've added six, which is fine. So, and one thing that I want you to do is after the first experience, right, if you can put the tools that you use as well and the project that you work as well, put it at the bottom. And also put a brief description about the company. So I'm going to say it again anyway. So now you put the your role, which is good. You put the name of the company, you put from and to present, which is okay. Then after that, immediately after that, press enter. Then put some description about the company. Okay, you put description about the company. Then after that, you've added, let's say, seven responsibility, which is good anyway. But if you can put two or three more, that also is good. And another good thing is like even within the responsibility, you've added the tools that you used as well, which I think is good. So the next thing that you want to do is at the bottom, also write tools, right? Let's say technical snapshot or something. You will also then put the same tools. The reason you are doing this is now, let's say for instance, spec flow, for instance, now is spec flow appears in your responsibility, which is good, tick. And if you put the tool at the bottom as well, spec flow will appear there as well. So then at the top, right, spec flow will appear there. So technically, you've had three places with that spec flow, and even on the at the uh, profile summary, right? Maybe four. Do you get it now? We will show that your CV is a bit richer than someone that only got one or two spec flow on their own CV. Do you get it now? So that is what I want you to do, right? Each row, right? At the end of the row, just put the tools and also add uh the what's it called? The description about the company. That's the only thing and the only thing that you need to do. But and also the fact that you've kind of have development experience is really, really good. So basically, most people are looking for people that are technical, and when you go for interview, you'll be able to talk about I was a developer before I moved into Kiwi. It's something that will attract discussion. Anyway, they will ask you why, blah blah. So that's good. So well done on that aspect. Just I think you are really, really, really close to sending your CV out. Just make those few corrections. Anyway, that would be good. Well done. So then the next person. Oh, by the way, I know you've sent two CVs. So the one I reviewed now, which I think is better than the other one, right? Is the one that's got the black letters. The other one has got blue as well inside. But I think yeah. In terms of formatting, the other one is good. The black one is good. But in terms of content, you got a lot of content in the other one. I think you can match them together anyway. So, but I think you are very, very cool. So the blue one has got a lot of content anyway. So, but the formatting is all over the place anyway. So if you can, use the black one, right. But however, having said that, the either of the blue one looks okay. Right. So maybe what you need to do, if you want to use the blue one, right, this is what I would say, right? So on the summary, right, we'll put it into paragraph. After Agile framework, press enter so that the width, the ability will start on the next one. Then the next one, right? So you've got, yeah. So at the end of the first page, right, you have some lines, some of the points or bullet points that haven't got anything. Try to fix that as well anyway. So like I said, maybe you can now also add details of the company, project on the company, and so if you can do that. Then also you didn't do the skills section very well. That needs to be reworked anyway. So you can look into that to present that better. Then certification, that is fine. So even if you can bring the certification to the top, that would be fine. So that certification everything would be at the top, even your skills at the top, and your experience will start on the second page. That would really, really be good. But well done. This is good. So moving on from there, so the next person, your name starts with A, and your telephone number ends with 352 352 352. So yeah, and your email ends with ri@gmail.com. ri@gmail.com. Your email has got your first name and your last name, right, all together. And the email ends with ri@gmail.com, and your telephone number ends with 352. So one thing I said, one is your name, right? If you want, I would say maybe shorten it a bit, because one way or the other, most of us that bear a name like this will have a shorter version. Do you get it now? So if you want, anyway. So, also you can do this. You can also go to LinkedIn and shorten remove the number on your LinkedIn profile, right? So you can do that. Yeah, just Google for how to do that. So I like the authorization, which is good anyway. Professional summary, it's also brilliant as well. So well done on that. Education and training. I think you just put educations anyway. So I don't think you need to put the training anyway. So, okay. So, and BCS Foundation certificate, you just need to remove it. So, which BCS is that? Yeah, I think you need to put it. Yeah, it's not BCS Foundation, it's BCS Business Analysis Foundation certificate. Anyway, it's not just, yeah. So, if you can be specific on that, yeah. So, okay, all right, it's good. Okay, even all right. You went to the same school that I went. Oh, that's good. And even the same course. Okay. All right. Send a message to me. All right. So yeah, all right, cool. So the skills are fine. If you can put them in bullet points, okay. I like the fact that you put them in columns, so which is good anyway. So if you can put them in bullet points, that also will be fantastic anyway. So now going to your experience, this is okay. Responsibility is good, yeah. And so project is brilliant as well. Well done on that, yeah. So okay, all right. I think this is really, really good anyway. So one quick question is, the next responsibility that you have in there, right? Uh, can I assume that it is your company, right? If it's your company, because the role looks like that anyway. So if that is the case, you can drop because the responsibility that you put in there is a big responsibility, and you are not looking for job as that. So you can drop your role, right, lower to what you are looking for, right? Maybe business analyst is fine within that particular company, and then put the responsibility there. So, and yeah, the same thing applies to the other one. So I think that would be fine. Yeah. But I think you are doing well anyway. So the only thing that you might need to look into is your formatting is kind of all over it's still all over the place, to be honest. So for instance, the first row, right? So it's good. The second row, I think they align, right? Yeah, but I think the third one also align. But when you come to the fourth one, it doesn't align, right? The bullet points, if you check the bullet points, and the fifth one is also kind of maybe my line. Okay, maybe is the one that you have the universal concept. That's the one that is completely off, right? And not only that, the line spacing also are also different for the last row as well. So I think you just need to check the formatting, but you have a lot of content in there. Well done. Most especially for the first row that you added, which I think is good. So you need to do what you did on the first row to the other rows as well. Anyway, so okay. All right. I think time is not on my side. I've got 3 or 4 more to review. Okay. Next person, your telephone number, your name starts with V, and tele your telephone number ends with 777. Yeah, 777. And your name starts with V and your surname starts with M. Yeah. Okay. All right. So first thing, so I would first, yeah, I will put the header in central in the center, right? Then typo, you have a typo in authorization, right? So I think, yeah, so you need to look into that on both authorization. There's a typo there. I will ask you to spell check what you have. And to be honest, I think you can do better on this, right? So, but let me quickly go into that. Okay. For the first thing is the profile. And moreover, one, you need to look for a template, right? Use a better template. This is not a good one anyway. What? Look for a better template. Then number two, right? I won't start the profile with I am blah blah blah. Okay. So go to ChatGPT, put what you put in there and say, can you create a a profile for me for my CV, make it 2 paragraphs, okay? Or review this as a profile for my CV and make it 2 paragraphs. So that's another thing you need to do, okay? So you need to improve on that. Then key skills also formatting is not really great on that one, right? So you need to look into that. But it's got a lot of good content anyway. So, but you need to present it better, right? So, and then when we move into work experience, okay, blah, 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 okay. And that it's good. Description is brilliant. And then, so when you write your responsibility, you don't say I led, you just say led daily stand-up, blah, blah. So, which I think, yeah. But you need to look for a better template because this formatting is not good anyway. So I think, yeah, the content is there, but at the template, yeah, you need to look for a better template. Then if you have done that, and we can review it again anyway. Yeah. Okay, the next person, your name starts with O and your last name also starts with O as well. So your telephone number ends with 755, and your email address ends with 4@gmail.com. Right. First, let's start with that email address. Is too long, right? So maybe not anyway. So okay, all right. Maybe not anyway, so you can leave it. So, and now let's come back to the name, right? So, well, I might say mine anyways. If you want to accept, that's fine. So, I will recommend that you use the name that you have on your email address, right? Because I think it will be easier to pronounce. Yeah. So then after that, you can decide to go for whatever you want when you get a job anyway. So if you know what I mean. So yeah. So yeah, look the first name on your email address. I think you can use that one. So and in terms of profile or the summary that you put in there, I think they are good anyway. But the only thing that is missing is I can't see any tools that you want to put in there. So you need to do that as well. So what are the tools that you use, the terminology? I can see a brief of the buzzword like CAP, gap analysis or thereabout. But yeah, you need to make sure that there are a lot of keywords in there as well, and as well as the tools anyway. So, and make sure, okay, you can divide them into two paragraphs so that it's properly aligned, represented anyway. So area of expertise is good. Then professional experience. Another thing, when you are putting dates, you need to put month and year, right? It's not only year. That's not sufficient anyway. So if that's fine, so yeah. And like I told other people as well, when you put a company, describe the company, put the project as well, that will really, really be good if you can do that anyway. So, okay. And I think, yeah, you need to do those one for the other roles as well, at least for the two roles that you want to talk about. Yes, anyway. So yeah, I think except from that, it seems to be fine anyway. So um okay. All right, I think that is good anyway. So next person, your name starts with S. Your name starts with S and your surname starts with O, right? Your telephone number ends with 560 560. Your email ends with 197@gmail.com. 197@gmail.com. Anyway, yeah. So one thing that I can say, okay, I think you can get this email from what's outlook.com anyway, if you still want to use that name. So, but I think it's, yeah, 197. I'm not sure anyway, but that's okay. So, okay, let's go executive summary. Uh, I don't think you need to refer to yourself in third person pronoun, right? So for instance, she is blah blah. So I just remove the she is a, yeah, it's just a hardworking individual, blah blah blah. So yeah, I think what I can say, copy this, right, and put it in ChatGPT and say, yeah, correct this one for me using as my profile on my CV, right? So all these pronoun, you don't need them, right? To be honest, and they are all over it anyway. So you need to remove them anyway. So that is my opinion anyway. So then keys, which is good anyway. I like the fact that you put in some part of it, which is good. Okay. So then professional experience. Okay. Okay, all right. So you need to work on the first row, right? So I don't think you need to split it into two, right? So they need to be one company because they are one company. But yes, you worked on two projects. So you need to say, okay, this is the company, description about the company, then your responsibilities, right? Which is you've already added. So of course, you might need to put some buzzwords and some tools that you use. Then after that, you can now add the project that you explained at the top, right? Yeah. So yeah, because you've added like two projects, you can put them at the bottom to say project, yeah, the name of the project, and the second one, the name of the description about the project. Then after that, you can then put the tools as well, right? So that's what I can say anyway. So please look into that. Yeah. And okay. And you put header, your name on the header. I don't think you need that anyway. You need to remove that. And also don't think you need the page two or something like that. So I don't think that is needed. Okay, all right, cool. Do I would have prefer if you move the education to the top, but it's not a showstopper anyway. Okay, so make those corrections and we can look at it again. Okay. All right. I think yeah, this is the last person. Right. So the last person, your name starts with O and your surnames also starts with O and your telephone number ends with 707 and your email ends with wo@yahoo.com. Your telephone number ends with 707. Your name starts with O. Okay. The personal statement, I think, is worthy, right? Is a lot, which is good, but it's uh, I'm actually looking for some buzzwords for some and also some tools, right? I didn't see them right in there, right? So I would say that, yeah. So what I would advise you to do is to copy that personal statement, put it in ChatGPT and say, can you refine for me, add the tools and add some buzzword for Scrum Masters, right? So and make it two paragraphs. So I think yeah, but the fact that you've already got this is good. You can now refine it anyway, right? So yeah, if that's fine. And yeah, so these keys, okay. All right, that is good. Then professional summary. Yeah, the formatting of this is not really, really great, or maybe you've kind of messed up with the formatting, right? So you need to look into the formatting of it. I'll tell you, for instance, the bullet points are good anyway, which is fine. But the one that you should bold, the one that you should not bold, right? For instance, the project should be bolding, right? And even with that, uh, some of them has got there's too much paragraph within the description about the project. I think the project should be either one paragraph or two, but you've got four paragraphs anyway with the description of the project. Then what is the name of the project? Okay, so you just say website development. That yeah. So achievement and responsibility, that's good, but that should be bolding as well anyway. So then you've added the achievements, and yeah, that is good. So then the next project as well, so which I think is good, digital transformation. Yeah. So if you can, yeah, bold the achievement, or if you can also use a different, no, I think, okay, let's maybe you can still use this anyway if you cannot see a good template to use. So, and one thing I can ask you to fix, yeah, from the personal statement, I've mentioned that. So the skills are good, professional summary, the first role, yeah, on the project that you put in the project as in the title, you can bold in it and put the name of the project, okay? Then describe it in 2 paragraphs, then both the achievement and responsibilities. And I think the achievement, what you put in there are good anyway. Those achievement and responsibilities good anyway. So if you can also add the tools at the bottom, so then after that, yeah, the next row, yeah, the project, you just say digital transformation project. But what's the name of the project? You just say blah, 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 blah. It's a digital transformation project to enhance, blah, 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 like that. Yeah. So those are the things that you want to put. Then achievements and responsibilities should be bolding as well. Then on and on like that. But this is close, is good anyway. So well done. So for that, so I think just make the 2 corrections and then you are fine. Okay. All right. I think I am done on the hour anyway. So before I move into the next thing, right? So any question, we can stop the recording